that is just, wow. I can't tell if I like that or if I just threw up in my mouth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning, at least it's morning right now, from the command center of the LS400, the mighty LS400, putting down some more miles as my Kia is still in the shop. Super, you know, whatever. If you've been watching, you know. So I skipped the morning cold start. I'm sorry. It's 62 degrees. It just didn't seem that cold. And plus, this is a Lexus, so nothing to see here. I was thinking, you know, I ran this car through the wash real quick on my way out, and I had this idea. Like, I was kind of remembering a fun thing that I got to do this last summer. And I got to take a tour of Jay Leno's garage, which was really kind of mind-blowing. Like, you know, that guy is a car guy's car guy, like, for real. He has, I mean, it just seemed like he has endless money, and just whatever he wants to get, he gets, you know, and he'll just buy another building and buy another building and buy another building and fill them with cars and motorcycles and tools and machine shop and paint booth and sanding booth and master fabricators. I mean, it's crazy. I didn't get to meet Jay, but I got to meet one of his head mechanics. Really terrific guy. I don't want to blow up their spots, but I have a friend, etc. Big shout out to them. They're probably not watching, but you know who you are. Thank you. So that was incredible. And then I thought to myself, like, you know, do you ever get like desensitized to how many cars you have? I mean, he has so many cars, and not just regular cars, but like insane cars. Like, he has this like old Chrysler jet car. Like turbine jet car, and I guess the turbine went out, so now they have to figure out where to get a new turbine for it. It's not like they made many of those, but I mean, he just has some of the coolest stuff. He has an Oldsmobile Tornado with I think it's got like a Corvette Z06 like LS7 in it, and it makes something like, I can't remember if it had one or two giant turbos on it. And it made like 1,200 horsepower. Like, the mechanic was telling us that, like, he actually kind of got sick while they were tuning the car, because he had to sit in the passenger seat with a computer, you know, tuning the ECU. And he said it was just so much force, it made him sick. Really cool. I mean, I just saw hundreds and hundreds of cars. It was, and motorcycles. I mean, it was just, it blew my mind. Blew my mind. Of course, there was no filming allowed, so that's why you didn't see video on it. You know, really neat experience. And so I got to thinking, like, I was like remembering our trip through Jay's garage, and then I kind of thought to myself, like, well, what if I had Jay Leno money? Like, of course, you know, I don't think that'll ever happen, but, you know, one can, you know, a guy can dream, right? So I was thinking, like, okay, so if I had unlimited money, but I did have limited garage, right? Because most people have limited garage, you know, even if they have tons of money. So let's say I could store 5 cars on my property. You know, what would those 5 cars be? You know, cost is no object, right? Money's no object. Just what 5 cars would you have? Before I tell you mine, go ahead and bleep bloop yours in the comments down below. I'm curious to see your list. And it could be anything from like oh, well, I'd like to have a new Toyota Camry just because that would be a reliable car. You know, I mean, you could put anything in your list. That's what's fun about this game. So here would be my top 5. And it's a bit of an unusual list. And I'll try and explain myself a little bit here. So I think number 1 on my list, and shout out to my dude Colby, if you're still watching these videos, like, you're awesome. Colby knows that I would need a proper town car. Like, it's a must. So I think, you know, if I needed to take the wife and myself, you know, maybe even the kids to the opera, you know, we need a town car. So the natural choice, since money's no object, and I like to arrive places. I don't necessarily want to go places. I want to arrive. So I would probably get the brand new, you know, Rolls Royce, whatever, silver shadow spur flying buttress, whatever it is, you know, the giant Rolls Royce. The reason why I don't know what it's called is because I can't afford it, so I never paid much attention to what the heck you call it. But that would be probably like my number 1 go-to car. You know, that I want a car that will proceed. It doesn't need to accelerate. So that would be perfect, right? Then, car number 2 on my list. I may not want to get the rolls messed up all the time. You know, like, bad things happen on the freeway. You know, and that's a pretty car. That's a lot of liability. Even though I have unlimited budget at this point, but still, you know, I want to take care of my stuff. So it'd be good to have kind of like a beater town car, right? Something that's really nice, but, you know, if something happens to it, you know, it won't kill me the way the Rolls Royce would. So number 2 on my list, and this one was really hard to kind of narrow down because I've always had a thing for the Mercedes S-Class, you know, so it would be real tempting to get like a S550 or like an AMG, whatever, you know, kind of get some muscle. Yeah, actually, I think I'd get the AMG, you know, the S-Class AMG, whatever that is, S55 or S65, I don't know. You know, the fire-breathing monster that's also luxurious. I think that's my car. That's what I would have. That's number 2. It'd be my beater. I mean, it's not quite durable enough for what I need. So I might need okay, so I would have 6 cars. So I'd have the S55, and then I'd probably just get like an LS 460, you know, like a Lexus, you know, with like, I wouldn't need the F Sport, you know, I would just want like the fully loaded. I would be kind of like, you know, I would be torn between the LS 460 and like a fully loaded Genesis. Because, you know, like I said, more of like a regular car that you could take, you know, you could arrive at the opera in it, and that's cool, but you could also just, you know, roll over to Starbucks, or, you know, go get your groceries, stuff like that. So I think that would be the play. So I'd have 3 cars. I'd have the Rolls, I'd have the AMG, and then I'd have the Genesis / LS 460. You know, you decide, you pick. So that takes care of like my town car, my luxury, my daily drive needs. Sometimes a guy wants to get some sun, you know, a little bit of convertible. You know, I live in Southern California, so you really can't beat a drop top, you know, and I mean canvas top, kind of old school. I think I would just roll, you know, and I feel like this one is kind of I'm almost cheating by choosing this one, but I think I would go with like a Bentley Continental convertible. And I don't even know if I got that name right, because again, I can't afford these cars, so just personally, the way I am is I kind of don't pay a whole lot of attention to these ultra high-end cars, just because I know I can't afford them. But for this game, I can. You know, I'll probably look it up. But whatever the convertible Bentley is, I just think that would be cool. Because I think you get around like 500 horse, maybe 600. And, you know, certainly plenty of luxury, certainly plenty of muscle, and plenty of sunshine. So that would be great. So there's my convertible. Now, so that takes care of 3 out of the 5 cars, even though it's 6. But, hey, all of you understand if you're watching this. So that leaves 2 cars, okay? Now, these 2 are going to surprise you. So the first one that I would go for would be, I think, and I was torn on this, but I think, just because I like their attitude, they don't give a you-know-what. Dodge TRX. I think I would get that. That's the pickup truck that Dodge makes that has the Hellcat motor. That's just nasty. Like, that would be awesome. The reason why I would get that, sometimes a guy needs a truck. Sometimes a guy needs to move a refrigerator, or some drywall, or whatever. A truck is one of those tools that, like, when you need it, nothing else will do. And I think the TRX, if I have like unlimited budget, I wouldn't mind getting 8 miles per gallon. That'd be cool. So, and of course, I'm sure it does some fun off-road things. And that would just be that'd be like the car guy's pickup, I think. Now, last one on my list. This is going to shock you. The last car on my list today, if I do this list again next week, it'll probably be completely different. So don't hold me to this, right? The final car on my list would be, drum roll, the Tesla Model S Plaid. Yep, I did it. I said it. Now you may be wondering, oh wait, this isn't the last one on my list. Okay, so it's not the last one on my list, but it's the second to the last on my list. So I would get the Model S Plaid. You know why? Okay, I'll tell you why. It's because no matter what you drive, if you're a car guy or gal, whatever, wherever you go, there's always going to be somebody. And like, comment down below if you've been in this experience. I bet my dude Jeremy knows what I'm talking about. There's always going to be someone that says, well, you should get the new Tesla. It's super fast. It's way faster. There's always somebody. Well, did you hear about the new Tesla? Did you get the Tesla? Yes, I know. And so that's why I would have it. I would say, well, I have it. It's awesome. There you go. So that way, I'm still a car guy, and then I'm also pleasing all of the folks that are way into the environmentalist thing, and because I've noticed, like, the Tesla people are not necessarily car people. They're more like tech people. They really like their iPhone, and so they want their car to be just like their iPhone, or their iPad, And look, I love my iPhone. That's what I'm filming on right now. It rules. So, if I could have a car that was my iPhone, I'm sure I would love that. And, I find the Tesla to be super duper compelling. I just can't afford one. But someday I'll get one, I'm sure. But I would definitely have the Model Plaid, because, like, the acceleration in that thing is ridiculous. Like, rip your head off acceleration. If you haven't seen Doug DeNiro's video on the Model S Plaid, I know, like, everyone's probably seen that, but check it out. It's really good. And Doug is one of those things where, like, I can't stand to watch too many of his videos, but that one was good. I enjoyed that. Especially to see his reaction to the acceleration. Just ridiculous. So the final car, and, like, for real, the actual final car on my list, it's not a very exciting choice. I know you're probably thinking, oh, okay, it's probably going to be a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, or Koenigsegg, or Pagani, something like super rare. But no, it's not me. So if I had a ton of money, I'm a Corvette guy at heart. Like, I've always been a Corvette guy. Since I was a little kid, I had a little toy Corvette that I would take in my lunchbox to school. I just dreamed about having one. So how could I have my ultimate, and let's call this a small garage for a rich guy, right? If I were going to have my ultimate garage, why would I not have a Corvette in the fleet? Like, you gotta be kidding me. So I would have probably that last bonkers C7 ZR1. Like, I would have the most, like, steroid-induced, insane track monster ZR1 that I could buy. That's what I'd have. I don't think I would want it with, like, a full, like, roll cage or anything. I would still want it to have, like, comfortable seats and stuff, because I'd probably want to just use it, on the street. Which is stupid. You might as well just get a base model. But, money's no object, so I would have at least, an upgraded engine. I mean, I'd be putting out 1,000 horse. Something conservative. And, it probably wouldn't be as fast as the Model Plaid, but it would fulfill that monstrous Corvette thing. And it would be a manual. Yes, it would not have flappy paddle gears, because the rest of the cars on my list were all automatics. And, again, like, it just depends what you're using your car for. So that's my list. What do you think? I may change my mind, by lunchtime, but at least for right now, that's what I'd go with. Ooh, what's that? M7? Is that a thing? That's not a thing, is it? There's not a Bmw M7. Is there? Did I miss that altogether? I mean, that's a nice car. It's a 7 Series for sure. And it looks like they tried really hard to make it look like a Rolls Royce in the front. It's a sweet ride. I wouldn't mind a 7 Series. That could be another car, instead of like the LS460 or the Genesis G90 or, whatever. I could roll a 7 Series, especially if it was under warranty. I'd be down with that. No problem. I suppose another car that would have been cool. Yeah, you know what? I messed up, friends. I just realized that list, that list is assuming that, maybe it's just I'm married, but I have 2 kids. So, ooh, that's tough. What do you get to haul the kids around? Maybe just like an Escalade? Maybe? Or maybe, like, what's the wife gonna drive? I didn't even think about that. I'm looking at this Honda Odyssey in front of me, but, I mean, I love our minivan. It's awesome. But, is that really, if money were no object, would I still have it? It's a good question. Probably not. Probably not. I'd probably have an Escalade, or I like the Gelandenwagen. I mean, it's really cool. The G Wagon makes a statement, but I just get the impression that it's probably not that good. I'd really like a proper, like, 3-row vehicle, which of course, like, a minivan fits, or you could get maybe just like a fully customized Sprinter van. That would be kind of cool, but it just looks ugly. Escalade, but then you're just dealing with GM plastic garbage again. I don't really, like, the Acuras are nice, but it's not really my taste. Well, maybe something like a Land Rover, Range Rover, something like that. That might be cool. Under warranty, bumper to bumper. Or maybe that new Lexus that I don't care about, the LX600 or whatever. That might be cool. Kind of like the Toyota Land Cruiser you know, fully loaded kind of thing, you know, I think that would be a pretty nice car. I'd probably want to stick Toyota on that, just because it would be the wife and kids driving, you know, and I'd want it to be reliable and safe. Oh, maybe the Volvo XC90, that's nice. Or the BMW X, is it the X? Yeah, the X7 or whatever, you know, they're big SUV, that might be cool. Or the Lincoln Navigator, I don't know. Man, these are tough questions. I'm gonna have to think about these. And I'm sorry I hit record without thinking this through, but you know, maybe you guys can help me. I don't know. I need help. If I were super rich, I would need your help. I'm not super rich, so I really, it's not gonna happen. But let's have this hypothetical, because it's fun. You know, speaking of hypotheticals, when I was a younger fella, you see that Dodge pickup truck, I always wanted one of those, man. When that body style came out, I remember, you know, they first started throwing the 5.7 Hemi in those with the 20-inch wheels, and I don't know why I liked it so much, but I did. You know, it was like, the one I wanted was like all black with the 20s, you know, the stock 20s. And they almost looked like flowers or something. I can't remember what those wheels exactly looked like. So they weren't like the one that I just showed you. That one's more like the food stamp edition, but the really, like, you know, the top of the line one. So yeah, I'll have to look that up. Maybe I can throw a picture in. I'll probably forget, but maybe I'll try and put it in here. But probably not. Anywho, I'll try and check back in later. And for now, you know, we still have more miles to go. I'll see you.
Yes, oh, come on.
Well, friends, there you have it. Another tank of gas. Oh boy. I realized, I think it was, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, I was looking at like the miles I'd gone on the tank, or like miles since refill, and I was a little shocked that it was so low. And that's because I disconnected my battery and that got reset. So I think for the video that I put out yesterday, again, I'm sorry. All the days are kind of mushing together. I just don't remember. But on one of those videos I said, you know, oh, only 91 miles since refill, and that was incorrect. It was maybe just 91 miles I drove that day, but not since refilling. I don't think anyone really cares, but just in case someone's keeping score, that's what happened. But you know, not a big deal. I had all day to think about my 5-car dream garage, and yeah, I haven't really come up with any concrete answers that are different than what I came up with this morning. So, you know, hey, like I said, let me know what you think. What would you have? And I'm sure there's some fantastic choices I haven't thought about. You know, like this fella, you know, whatever that is. Is that a GT3? Those are really fun to drive, by the way. I've never really understood the mystique of the Porsche, you know, why people like them so much. And then I drove one on the racetrack in Las Vegas, and yeah, I get it. That car's awesome. Like, awesome, especially on a track. That's where that car belongs. And you know, I get why they're so pricey. It makes sense now. I'm a believer. Yeah, what is that? 911 Turbo S. I don't know what that means, but that's a nice car. I'm not really into the Porsches, but I like that. That's sweet. Projects for this week, and I don't know when I'm going to do this, but I need new hood supports or bonnet struts, however you want to say it. And I'm going to be putting those on at some point. I have the parts already. I just need the time. So I'll be doing that. I'd like to do another headlight restoration. Just not sure when I'll have time for that. Hey, earlier I was talking about Gelandenwagens. Check this one out. That is just, wow. I can't tell if I like that or if I just threw up in my mouth. I don't know. Wow, I keep needing to zoom out so I can get all of it in frame. Wow, that is, if you're looking for that, I guess the Lions Limo is where you go. They'll treat you right, you know. Get you a hideous G Wagon Limo. I mean, is it hideous? Yeah, it is. But you know, will you arrive? Will you make a statement? Yeah, you will. I'm not sure what that statement is, but you know, it'll say something. The other project, yeah, right here. I know. Before anybody says anything, I know it looks terrible, and that's just melted rubber. That's what that is. I don't know if I can get up in there for you. Yeah, we got to fix that. I need 5 minutes. I need some Windex and a razor blade, but you know, there are other things that have been taking priority, and you know, when I get home, there's just other stuff to do. So as soon as I can, I'm gonna rectify that, because it's really bugging me. I was able to get a lot of the scuff marks off. I washed the car this morning, and I was able to get kind of some of that wind damage. I found there was another spot on the hood that took an impact that I didn't see when the car was dirty, and so that still needs to be dealt with. Most of it just rubbed off. It seemed like whatever hit my car was like made out of some sort of rubber or plastic, so kind of just left this kind of rubbery streak smear. Not sure how to say it. So I think I got incredibly lucky. Like, I could have had a lot of damage, and luckily it was just kind of, you know, maybe there will be some scratches that don't come out, but I think most everything will. I mean, look, and the car is as old as it is, and it has, you know, it has bumps and bruises just from over the years. So it's by no means perfect, but I like to take care of my stuff, and I don't want my stuff to look bad if I can help it. So I will try and make that right. I just don't know when at this time. So anyway, folks, I think that's going to do it for me today. I'll probably go over the vitals tomorrow of the car in terms of gas mileage and everything. But since I just filled up, it's just not really worth talking about. 5 miles since refill, you know. Ooh, I do need to reset that. There we go. I knew I forgot something. So anyway, a huge thank you to, saw I had a few new subscribers. Welcome. I really appreciate you joining us. You know, if you like what I do, or even if you don't like what I do, hit the thumbs up. It would really help. And share it with your friends and all that good stuff. So hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.